In this video, I want to have a look at how we can use Pythagoras' theorem to find the length of one of the shorter sides in a triangle. So if we're given a problem where we know the length of the hypotenuse and we also know the length of one of the shorter sides, then we can use Pythagoras' theorem to find the length of the third side, which is the second shorter side. So let's have a look at some examples. So in our examples, we're asked to find the length of the side marked in each triangle. So in this one, we know our 15 is our hypotenuse. We know that this side is 12. And we asked to find what this y represents. So our Pythagoras' theorem is c squared equals a squared plus b squared. So we're going to substitute in. C has to be the hypotenuse, so that's 15 squared. And then we've got our two shorter sides. So we've got y squared and we've got 12 squared. Now the problem at the moment is that we want to find out what y is, but it's mixed in everywhere here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to subtract 12 squared from both sides of that equation, so that this y squared is left on its own. So I'm going to have 15 squared minus 12 squared is equal to y squared. Usually we write it the other way around. So we'd have y squared is equal to 15 squared minus 12 squared. Now if I put this part in my calculator, the 15 squared minus 12 squared, that's going to give me 81. And then that's telling me what y squared is. So to find y, I need to take the square root of 81, which would give me 9. So that's telling me that this side is 9 units long. Now when you're doing this, you don't have to go through this whole process. You can start at this line if you want. But you just have to remember that when we're finding the length of a short side, we're going to go the hypotenuse squared minus one of the short sides squared. So if we're rearranging this formula, it's going to become, if we're finding a squared instead, it's going to be c squared minus b squared. And you can start from there if you'd like instead. Let's have a look at our second example. So this one, our hypotenuse is 20, and then we've got our 17, and we're trying to find m. So this time I am going to jump straight to this. So I'm going to have my short side squared, my m squared, is going to be my hypotenuse squared minus the other short side squared. Now if I put 20 squared minus 17 squared in my calculator, I'm going to get 111. So to find m, I'm going to take the square root of 111. Now when I do that, it's not going to give me a nice whole number. So it's up to you, or it's up to the question, it might tell you whether to leave it in this surd form or exact form, so you just leave it straight like that, or it might ask you to approximate it or round it off. So you could, for example, be asked to write it as 10.5, which is rounded to 1 decimal place. So that's having a look at using Pythagoras' theorem to find the length of a short side of a triangle.